Hey guys, back in the shop again today. It's raining outside. You probably hear some background noise of the rain hitting the tin roof, but I've got to get this underway. I've got a big day tomorrow, you'll see here shortly. But I've got a couple of things under here done. The power steering hose, I'm just using the stock hose. I've modified it so it'll work for what I'm doing, but I've got to fix this. This is one of the things I got to fix. And I hooked the linkage up. I'll go into the Jeep and show you in a few minutes what I did to get the linkage all to work. But we've got to get this thing done. Sorry we didn't get a lot of it on camera because we've got a special day tomorrow, like I said. Stick around. All right, so with the power steering, I had talked in an earlier video about this is what came stock on the Cherokee. It's got a great big hole there, and then I have this small hole right here. It turns out you can't use this big hole. You have to use the small one. This produces way too much flow and it starves the pump. We had to go to the small hole right here. So if it's squalling and everything else, that's what you need to do. Go to the smaller hole, and that solves a lot of issues. I still had to go with the factory Jeep Cherokee steering pump because PSC does not have one for the 5.7 Hemi. All right, so on the transmission linkage, this is the mount that came with the Cherokee. I welded the original here that went on the Jeep LJ. I just welded those two together, and right now I'm just using a zip tie to hold it in. I've got to come back and fix this, but for tomorrow this will work fine. The transfer case, the mount that I showed you earlier, I did have to cut and weld a new bracket right here, which was very easy to do. It just mounts to the transfer case adapter from the transmission, and this is the Novak cable shifter, and that works really well. So that's the only two things that I did on the transmission and transfer case. All right, so looking underneath, you just seen the video where I put this power steering cooler. I think it's going to work real good in this location. Hose is out of the way. I'm using the factory Cherokee hoses for the cooler for the transmission. They just come to right here, and I added hoses here and here to these factory lines. The oil filter. The oil filter I had seen where you have to use the filter that comes down is on a 45. It ends up right in here. I could not use that because my linkage here on the axle, when it comes up in its travel, it would hit that. So I just took that out, and I'm back to just this screw-in filter here. This is going to work just fine for my application. Other than that, the exhaust, Kevin done a really good job with the exhaust. Everything is nice and tucked up out of the way. So everything there is good. Today, gonna load it on the trailer, take it over to the tuner, and see what we can get done. Taking it to Aquadale Speed Shop, which is in Aquadale, North Carolina. Gonna take it to Adam, see what he can do with it, see if he can make it run a lot better, and we get this thing on the road here shortly. On the trailer, ready to head over to the speed shop, see if we can get this thing tuned. That ain't going nowhere. So Aquadale is about an hour and 15 minutes, hour 20 minutes from the house. It's a little bit early. So we stopped over at the Dollar General to get some breakfast. So we got some fried chicharroni, pork skins, sweet and spicy beef jerky, and you got to have this. If you hadn't tried this, you need to. Boom Chicka Pop. You need to try this stuff. This is good stuff. So,
breakfast of champions right here.
so on our way. Right.
Got the brisk and the lemonade. All right.
All right, so we just arrived at the Aquadale Speed Shop. He's got one going in the bay right now. We'll go ahead and get this thing unloaded and get it over here. We just dropped the Jeep off and we decided to swing by URI and pick up our passes. Anybody recognize this place? If you recognize it, comment below. All right, so we got our bellies full. We just had some chicken tenders and some wedges. Got our passes. They're hot pink this year. Jason's wife is really gonna like it. All right, so we're back at the Aquadale Speed Shop. Adam called and said he got it all tuned up. So if you look over here, you'll see it. It's sitting at the dyno. So today is dyno day. So we're gonna figure out what kind of horsepower and torque rating this thing's got, and stick around. What's happening?
All right.
Long week, but you got it, did you?
Yeah, man, she's ready. I went to the movie yesterday and the battery was dead, so I put it on the trickle charger last night, so I hope I don't got no problems today, but it fired right up after I put a little buck box on it, so. I did notice that the radio stays on just the clock time, right? I don't know if it's like the older Hondas where it never turned off or what. Yeah, is it still on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I could never get it to turn off, so I don't know what's going on there.
All right, something else we got to figure out.
What does it stand for?
Just empty every pocket.
Never heard that one on Jeep. But we got all that sorted out. The fuel trims are within like 6% now, so they can adjust up to like 25 or 30, so
Right.
you're good to go on that. But yeah, I had a time trying to get on the dyno, keep it 2 foot with the 530 whatever gear. Like you just barely touch it, it'd rip the tires and sling the metal all over the floor. I'm like, God, I'm never gonna get this thing on the dyno. But we eventually got it. And this thing, I'm used to larger wheelbase. This is like back in a lawnmower trailer to me, just a tight little bit, and you're sideways, and all turned all over the place. But we got it on there. So now that all that's flying out, we'll put it on here and turn it to the rev limiter and see what happens.
All right. So a couple questions. Since you did all this and all that, there's no sense to have any other type tuner or anything for nothing?
The only time, like if say you put a supercharger on it and you want to run E85 or something like that, that'd be the only time you need to be able to, unless you have a flex fuel sensor, and I don't think that computer supports that, so you'd have to be able to swap between tunes or stuff like that. So unless you drastically enter how air is coming in the engine or exiting, there's no need to be retuned at all. That's the beauty of fuel injection. As long as your O2 sensors are working, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Unless you just want like a really soft tune with no timing in it and then a more aggressive tune, but you know, we set it up where it's safe and makes power, not go for a crazy dyno number and tear everything up. So
Yep. Good, that's what I want.
That don't work out good for me or you. But yeah, we'll get it fired up, warmed up, and back in here and see what we can do with it.
It's I'm a little higher too, isn't it?
Until it gets warmed up and then it settles down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so after it's warmed up, it'll all around 725, 730.
Yeah, because I
something
noticed
like
it was idling around 450 or something
Yeah.
before.
So factory it tries to idle like 530, and with that cam, it ain't gonna work. So it's got to idle higher to keep it from bogging and all that stuff.
Right.
Between the base sidewalk being in and the water trim's being out of whack, we got all that sorted out. Yeah, it took me about 20 tries to do that by myself yesterday. So it's nice to have somebody helping you. When you found this motor, was it like out of a wrecked truck? You bought the whole
Yeah,
truck?
it was a rolled Jeep Cherokee, Grand Cherokee. Which was perfect because it come with this and it says Jeep on it.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm the LS guy. All I do is late model GM stuff, but I've had this bug. I want a Hemi swap my S10 and go bracket racing, but these things aren't nearly as cheap as an old 5.3 or something.
So I just bought a 6.0. So I don't know what I'm going to put it in yet, but I bought it. Charlie is the one that actually told me about it, so I went and bought it.
Yeah.
So
when you're ready for a cam or anything else, I got a shelf full of them over there for you.
I noticed on your website that, or your thing, you have your own cams.
Yep. They're eye grinds that's done by Texas Speed. They finally started grinding their own cams versus having Comp or Iski or whoever was grinding them for them. They bought like 2 or 3 machines and grind all their cams in the house now. So
Right.
John was like, "You've been doing their cams for years. Why don't you get your own cam?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, let's do it." Why not?
So while we're talking about this, Adam, come on over here. So Adam has his own website, or his own YouTube channel. Tell us about it.
Shop. So yeah, we just do a lot of late model GM. We tune Ford and Dodge, but bread and butter's GM. LS swaps, cam swaps, blowers, turbos, anything going fast, that's what we do. So between dyno and installs, part sales, that's pretty much the gist of it right there.
All right, so if you want to see his channel, I will link it down below in the description. Click on it, go check him out.
Yes, sir. John said we need to give you guys a shirt or a hat or something and let you guys do a giveaway for subscribers on your channel.
Excellent.
Maybe it helps us out a little bit. Did yourself and everything?
Yep.
That's awesome. I like to get into that kind of stuff, but half of the time somewhere dedicated, it's like painting body. I like to do that. But,
Right.
This was never intended to be a business. It's just my little shop that got way out of control. So.
Right.
I see you got it back here too, but
Yeah, that's fine.
go with what I know on this one. So when you say you bought the 6.0, you don't have anything to put it in, you don't have like any old projects just sitting in the
I
backyard?
don't have any projects at the moment. The wife's got a TJ. I could put it in that. This one right here was kind of expensive, and I hadn't really decided to do anything else right yet.
Yeah.
But you know, it's one of those deals where it was a good deal, so I bought it. Just in
So it'll
case
more
future
likely
use.
end up in a Jeep of some sort, not
Right.
like an older.
I can get my
truck.
money back out of it. Let's put it that way.
How'd you get into all the Jeep stuff?
I have no idea. I feel like I've been doing it all my life.
Yeah. I feel like I've talked to you somewhere before, but I can't think of where it would have been at.
I have no idea.
You just have a familiar face or something, maybe.
The grumpy face.
That's what it is.
Boy, you know this thing, Huari's opening tomorrow. Today. This is going to be the talk of the show at El Dorado tomorrow.
Yeah, we had already said, you know, hey, maybe we want to ride by URI on the way home, but I'll have this urge to unload it. You know, I really don't want to test it there yet.
Oh no, go for it.
Send it, right?
You've already got the trailer stuff right there up, you're good.
So we do have a Jeep event tomorrow up in Kernersville. We're gonna go up and do that one.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I've never done this. Explain what you're doing.
So this here is just a laser. Instead of with these new modern engines, you put the, you know, back in the day, you clip it on number 1 to get an RPM reading.
Right.
Sorry. Now with all the electronics, there's so much electronic noise going on under the engine and like in the hood that it really messes with it. So I put a piece of reflective tape on your crank, and the laser every time it comes around, it's counting. So it can't mess up, and there's no noise interference with it.
Did you run it on the dyno yesterday?
So that's how I tuned, but we haven't made any water. So
Okay.
if it,
Surprise to you too, huh?
yeah, if it goes bad, you'll be here for it.
So it'll be the first time of 40s
Yeah.
getting opened up on the dyno.
Between the gearing and the tires in this thing, I don't think we'll be. Normally cars I'm turning 155 to 165 depending on the gearing, where this one's probably gonna be 100 to 115, you know, so most of them, these tires ain't rated for over 100 miles an hour, so we'll be kind of safe-ish.
Yeah. We'll stand back.
Yeah.
At least it has good solid fenders, right?
Right, yeah. We're bashing rocks on it. Rubber can't hurt anything, right?
Right.
I don't know, that's a lot of weight. Never say never.
Poor lights. Wall.
The thing that always scares me the most is long bed trucks and drive shafts. If one of them comes out, it's not gonna be fun.
Right. So what's your thoughts on the cam that I put in?
Well, I'm a guy that sells big cams for making high horsepower, so they're all small to me unless it's a huge monster chopping cam.
Right.
But for what you're doing is good because you're gonna keep all the torque down low where you need it, not at 7,000 RPMs where you're probably not gonna live a whole lot of life at. So, I'm gonna go down and crank it up and let the idler gear so it tracks on the dyno and get straight, and then we'll cinch it down tight before we start doing anything.
All right.
So that's the filling site right here.
Sounds a lot better than it did.
$244,900,
273.
$273.
So yeah, see how the air fuel is closer to 12.5 there?
Right.
So got that good. Now we can cram a little time in it. See where it goes.
Improve it more.
Everything's still on paper, so we're doing
Yep, can't wipe the smile off my face.
So what are we looking at here?
So this is your fuel table. So you got map pressure versus RPM. So obviously, the more RPM and more airflow, the more fuel you got to put in it. So as it makes peak power, you put the most fuel in it, and then it starts to trickle back off. So that's kind of the down and dirty of what your fuel table looks like right there.
Okay.
So vacuum down here next to nothing. As you're making power, it comes way on up there. So you see a fuel table is a straight line or just big drops, it's poor tuning and won't be a good drive because it's got all them hits and ducts in it.
Right.
Do it again.
Everything stayed in the motor and the tire didn't blow up, so we're doing good.
Yeah. There's no oil on the ground. The air's still in the tires.
Don't Jesus.
Round 2. $266.9, 300.2.
All right, so guys, we had a good time here at Aquadale Speed Shop. Be sure you look down in the description below and look at his YouTube channel. So Adam, you've done a good job. I appreciate it. And
no, thank you.
We'll do some more business.
Nice to do something different for a change. Like I say, we're always LS, a Coyote here and there, but a HEMI swap Jeep, you know, it's fun to get something there different and mix it up a little bit. So, heck yeah, thanks for bringing it. Thanks for letting me do it again, man.
No problem. All right, guys, I'll see you back at the house. We're good. Maiden voyage. To where else? Harbor Freight.
And a gas station.
All right, so that was a fun day over at Aquadale Speed Shop. Adam done a good job tuning this thing up. He's done a really good job at it. So tomorrow, we're gonna go to Kernersville to a Jeep show, and it's about an hour away. So we'll see how this thing does going down the highway and all that. So with that being said, Adam gave me some stuff to give away. So we've got an ass hat. It's Aquadale Speed Shop, so we're not cussing. That's his abbreviations. So I've got a hat, got a decal, got a metal bottle opener. This thing is kind of cool. And I've got a keychain, Aquadale Speed Shop. So what I'm gonna do to give this stuff away, comment on this video. In a couple weeks, I'll pick somebody. We'll do I will send it to you. So guys, I appreciate you watching this. Stay tuned and I'll show you the video for the Jeep show for tomorrow. So guys, thank you for watching.